Hey Taurus, welcome to Eight of Cups Tarot and welcome to your May reading. Happy birthday. As a birthday bonus, Taurus will get an extended reading where I clarify the cards instead of keeping it general like the rest of the signs. So your reading will be a little bit longer. If this is resonating with you and you're interested, stay tuned at the end. I'm going to pull 2 to 3 cards for each one of these cards, and we'll get a little bit better of an idea of the scenario here. For the month of May, you are coming out as the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands is sort of my player card. Very much an energy of kind of sweeping in and taking what you want. It's all about you. It's all about the physical needs. It's all about the desire without the consequences. It's acting before thinking or having a plan, and your environment that you're in this month is the Tower. So it tells me that you're in an energy of change. Now, keep in mind the energies that I'm describing can be work scenarios, friendships, family, whatever you may experience or whatever resonates with you. But we are stepping into a Venus retrograde. Venus will be retrograde in the sign of Gemini, which is your second house of finances, of your self-value and your self-worth, of what you have and what you own. And it's retrograding. And when Venus retrogrades, it brings those matters in our life into further prominence. They make them stand out. Oftentimes things come back from the past that we have to solve. Things need to be finished regarding second house issues. And of course, we're in an element now. I think things are starting to calm down a little bit astrologically. Of course, that never actually happens, but I think there's a little bit of reprieve. Now, Taurus, you're dealing with Uranus in your sign, and it's getting activated by a lot of these planets that are ingressing. Remember that Uranus is at 6 degrees of Taurus. So anytime a faster moving planet and even some of the other planets ingress into a new sign, pretty early on they meet up with that Uranus in your sign. So it's causing a lot of energy and change for you. And Uranus is, expect the unexpected. Last weekend might have brought you a lot of situations or shocking situations. Uranus delivered a lot last weekend. If you are not one of those people, then probably at best you got a little bit of emotional or spiritual awakening, leveling of consciousness. Uranus is always very useful at that. But this month, your energy is really interesting because the benefits really come with your connection to others. And I think you work things out. There's things within you that need to be worked out and healed. And I think May, and I think Venus retrograde helps you to change. It helps you to see how things need to be done differently. And the Tower always delivers change. So in the first week, we have the Temperance card, which is the overall energy. Temperance card is a card of waiting, but it's a card of alchemy. So a lot of things that are delivered in the first week of May may be building blocks. That's how I always see the Temperance card, is the card of alchemy. things are going to fly at you, but you have the opportunity to make them into something better. Now, there's always divine timing at play when temperance comes. So you may be feeling a little hesitant towards situations right now, not quite ready to take a leap of faith, to make an offer, to seal the deal. But that's not easy for you because you're coming out as a Knight of Wands, meaning that there's a desire within you to make the changes, right? But in the first week, I think you know better. I think you know that in the contrast, in all of the clarity that you're getting over the things that need to change, be changes that need to be made in a relationship or at work. Three of Pentacles, it could very well be a work situation coming up in the first week in which you're asked to collaborate with others. Three of Pentacles is the building blocks itself. The challenge card is the Knight of Cups. And so there's a question of your emotional investment here. You're being asked to collaborate with others and build, but the challenge is doing it from your heart. I get the sense that there's pressure on in a situation in which you have to decide you're going to take a job, move a relationship to the next level. There's sort of expectations coming to you from that Three of Pentacles. And you might have guidance and angels surrounding you, helping you through this. But the challenge card, the Knight of Cups, is the emotions. It often talks a little bit about fears as well. The Moon card comes out below it. I'll go over those cards, but just because the Moon card comes out below it, I think there is also a fear of rejection, a fear of if you made an offer, if you took a job, you know, there's fears on your emotional investment and your return. Going into the second week of May, the energy gets really ripe. And we start entering a Five of Wands. This is all about that ego energy. But the Five of Wands, with the outcome of the Six of Wands, I think you're really wrestling with yourself. I think there's a lot of conflict, inner conflict within you about your desires. I think it's very easy for you to go at things passionately, but the challenge is you have to add the emotions, and that's where you're having a hard time. And your challenge card being the Knight of Wands, which is your overall energy for the month, tells me that there needs to be a reckoning of the ego. Now remember that the ego can serve us or can sabotage us in so many ways. The Six of Wands coming out next to the Two of Cups tells me there is a very divine connection at play here. If you aren't in a relationship or a connection at this time, one may come to you in the middle of May, and we'll talk about that in a minute, but it might be a balancing of your own self-worth and confidence at this time, Taurus. And I feel like a lot of conflict coming from your inside world and your outside world. So there's areas of your life that aren't matching. May strikes me as one of those months where we really have to get consumed in the contrast, right? There's a lot of things that we really, really, really love, and there's a lot of things that we really, really dislike. And we sort of have to take the time to sort through those things, because I think we realize the best use of our energy. If you're using your time and energy arguing with people, it's a waste, and you know that. And there may be a lot of people that are trying to drag you down, to distract you with pettiness. But I don't think it's going to disturb you too much, because, again, the card of victory tells me you're overcoming conflict. You are overcoming internal burdens that you carried, expectations maybe, too high of expectations. Maybe your expectations of yourself were too high. Maybe your expectations of others were too high, and they needed to be adjusted. Knight of Wands, as a challenge card, is quite simply, the Knight of Wands is always looking for a fight, right? He's never afraid to get in and to battle and to do the things he needs to do to win at all costs. And I think you're starting to realize in the second week what being ready to win at all costs really means. Because I guess that means, what do you have to lose? Overcoming the ego and gaining the admiration of others. There may be situations in which people are looking to you. There's an element of leadership coming out in the second week. Whereas you're teaching others to overcome the conflict within or the conflict in the outside world. You know, we're all dealing with stress. We're all feeling behind, like we'll never catch up, like so much time has passed by. And while others may be struggling in the negative side of things, focusing on all the things they can't do, focusing on all of the things that make them unhappy or incapable. And I just feel like Taurus is taking a higher road this month. I feel like there's so much progress being made. because you're moving out of a hasty and immature attitude where you want to fight with people, and instead you start to offer people. You start to offer them guidance. You start to offer them wisdom. There's connection. There's understanding, and there's respect. In the third week, now this is a really weird part. I know I went through my deck many times, shuffling the cards. I turned them all upright. I really did not want to do reversals for May. Not because I only want to look at the bright side, but because I wanted to understand the energy in that way. But the 5 of cards actually flung out on the table and did this little spin thing, and it really didn't fit in the reading right side up. So it is definitely a 5 of Cups in reverse. And the outcome is a 2 of Cups. So whatever happened, in week 2, that inner conflict that I talked about, or it could be outside energies causing you strife or anxiety, competition and worry, that Temperance card always gets me because I just feel like we're capitalizing on that energy. And you may be seeing in others what you have already overcome, and recognizing how far you have come, where you are in the healing process. 5 of Cups in reverse tells me you're stepping out of that negative energy. You're starting to learn how to capitalize on the energy that you put out into the universe and how you manifest. Outcome is a 2 of Cups. And the challenge card is the 10 of Wands. You have to do that final push to let go of any source of regret or remorse from the past in order to make this connection that you desire. And the connection is already there. I feel as though it started to build early on in May. You or this person may have stepped into an energy of really respecting one another, and ultimately there's a coming together of the energies in the 2 of Cups. But I feel like, again, if this is another person that you're working with, you guys are kind of on your own individual journey, tackling the things that have to be cleaned up before you can come together. And 10 of Wands tells me there's an end of a cycle. There's an end of a cycle, and the 4th week definitely brings the Wheel of Fortune. There is a new cycle beginning. Week number 4, we get the 7 of Pentacles, and the outcome is a Wheel of Fortune. So it looks like the 3rd week is pretty profound. You make the connection. And then the 4th week is about the vision. The 4th week is really assessing the details. What do you have? What do you need? How do you get from A to B to C? Laying out the plans. Wheel of Fortune, the bigger picture. You're changing your future. And it's all about the balance within yourself. And the challenge card is the 4 of Swords. There's a need to communicate with others. You may know in your heart, in your mind, Taurus, of where you see things going. But you have to let others know what you see as well. You have to have those first week emotional conversations. I think overall the energy is you're learning how to allow yourself to emotionally invest. You're allowing yourself to be happy, to let go of the things that aren't working, and you're making space for the things that are. And you need to communicate with the people around you at this time and let them know what your vision is for the future, what your plans are, what are you aiming at. Like I said, change is definitely afoot. So keep in mind that even if you do have an overall plan, there may be people in your presence that are really wondering what's going on with Taurus. What are they thinking? Where are they going? Are they staying? Are they leaving? There might be a lot of anxiety of the people around you not knowing exactly what to expect from you, Taurus. And that could be the conflict that comes in creating a tower moment. But the tower moment makes you let go of all of the negativity you are holding on. It kind of cracks you open. Because I think there's an offer you want to make, or someone wants to make an offer to you. I think right now there's a lot of energy of passion, but to level this up, there has to be an emotional investment. And before you can make that emotional investment, you've got to get things right with yourself. You have to love yourself. You can only give so much unless you do that taking care of things. Taking care of yourself. The Knight of Cups in the challenge position in the first week as well could be lessons around how you take care of yourself. There could be boundaries you need to set with people. You may have to ask people for help, and that's okay. That could actually be extremely constructive for you. Now, I wanted to pull a couple of love cards because it is Venus retrograde, so there's always going to be an element of passion and desire and abundance from now until July. So I pulled some cards from the magical sexual magic tarot cards, but I'm not going to hold them up because the pictures are kind of a little bit, risque for YouTube and some of my viewers, so I'd rather keep that to myself, but I will explain. The cards that you pulled was the Moon, the Empress, and the Four of Wands. So again, clarifying these rows, I think that there's somebody in Taurus's presence who is a reflection of you. I picked that up in the Three of Pentacles as well. Or this person might be affecting you emotionally. The situation is kind of, you get to decide. You get to decide, Taurus, what you want with the Moon and the Empress. You may have to overcome a lot of fears, but in the doing so, you get to the state of the Empress. And that's where you manifest from. That's your ability to attract exactly what you want with very little effort. And what you want is the Four of Wands. It is the deep relationship. It's not just satisfying physically, but it's also emotional. It's reliable. It's friendship. It's passion. It's being each other's cheerleaders. You know, there's a great sense of inspiration. I feel like Taurus might have somebody in their life who really feeds and mirrors this energy of strength. And it's really a beautiful energy. Your oracle card for May: enthusiasm, joy, and love. If you can feel that all the time, then who cares what happens outside? Well, that is the point of manifesting, right? You manifest from a place where you hone in on the emotions of what it's like to have everything that you desire, but you keep those desires very detached. The less you need something, the more likely it is to come, and you're starting to understand that energy. The world is quite simply going to give you exactly what you're ready for, exactly what you're vibrating to. So if you're coming from a place of happiness and love and joy, even if you don't have it at the moment, the universe will bring it to you. It's as soon as you clear those doubts and that pain, things from the past that didn't work out, it's once you exercise that forgiveness and you clean those old emotional cupboards that we all have. Things could happen this month to kind of poke at us, to kind of poke at those wounds, especially during retrogrades. Not only is Venus going retrograde in May, but so is Saturn. So there's a lot of karmic energy and karmic cycles as well, as you see coming out with that Wheel of Fortune. It's in the letting go of our past that we really start to step into our future. And your Rumi card, 33, further giving me that confirmation that things are being really divinely guided at this time. Temperance as well. You who show the way. I told you you're taking on sort of this beacon of light, this fire. There's a leadership quality in you. The focus really is all on you and how you think, on what you feel you deserve. If you're stuck in a place of Five of Cups energy, you can't manifest from there. You just create more sorrow. And so by mid-May, you step out of that energy and you really start to look at life for what it is, for the things that truly matter. And the things that truly matter is your connection to yourself. It's your connection to others. It's the ability to open up and be vulnerable with someone and be in love and feel safe. Such an element of sharing. I do want to take a minute to read this Rumi card for you. And then we'll get into the energy of clarifying. Even in your unquenchable passion for service to humanity, to the world that offers you so much, there is a time when your most powerful offering is actually and most simply that of your presence. You show the way. You who inspire through how you choose to live and be. You who sometimes think yourself to be invisible. You who consider yourself to be of no particular or exceptional worth. Yes, you who through your choice to live your truth, reveal my face, demonstrate my love, embody my presence, and heal my beloveds, and love my creations. This oracle comes to you with a special message. You are an inspiration. You are helping those around you, and even many of whom you are unaware. You are doing this because this is your path, this is your way, this is your gift. To live a life dedicated to the growth of consciousness, and through that dedication, inspire others to receive the loving consciousness of the great beloved that can benefit them greatly, no matter what their situation or circumstances. You are not doing this through any effort or will. You are doing this because this is your nature, your being, your way. Just as the sun breaks through darkness and its own light, shining light with its presence by simply being, so too does your inner sun, your soul. You don't have to understand this or do anything with the information given, although you may find it of comfort or even be shocked by it, pleasantly perhaps. It is just an acknowledgement of who and what you are, given freely because you are ready to receive such an acknowledgement. Oh my gosh, isn't that perfect? That is such an embodiment of this energy in the center of your reading. 6 of Wands and the 2 of Cups. You know, that Tower moment may very well be the moment when you decide what you deserve, Taurus, and then it's simply given to you. All you have to do is decide. And the universe delivers. Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Karma. What you feel you deserve is what you get. And stepping out of the 5 of Cups energy in the past, where you may have felt like you didn't deserve or you weren't good enough, and so you had connections that reflected that energy back to you. And that is a cycle that's restarting. Okay, let's clarify. I'm going to take a look at this Knight of Wands. Look at what that energy is. Knight of Wands, clarified by the Death card. Okay, so there's a transformation of that energy, of that Knight of Wands. There's a transformation of self. There's a transformation in what you desire and how you go out and get it. Just like I said. How you go out and get it. There's a change in your focus at this time. Let's clarify this Tower. What is the Tower that Taurus is experiencing this month? These cards are jumping. Page of Swords. Communication. Clarity. Curiosity. I like a Page of Swords. I like it because there's so much possibility. Clarify the Temperance card. Page of Wands. A lot of pages coming out here. I feel like something definitely has your desire in that first week. It's caught your eye. You're watching it. You're studying it. And in a lot of ways, I feel like you're just waiting for somebody else to make the next move. See, now, again, this comes out in reverse. When I see how they flip out, I really did not intend to do reversals in this reading. But the Three of Pentacles being clarified by the Knight of Wands in reverse. Looks like you're starting to take down the blocks, starting to take down the boundaries you've formed. You're willing to work more with others. There's a willingness to invite people in. There's a curiosity. Challenge card, Knight of Cups, is the Moon. You might be afraid of your own feelings here. You might be, of course, there's an element of not knowing, right? That Temperance is asking you, are you going to listen to your inner self, or are you going to protect yourself? I think the Moon coming out twice now is that Taurus is being asked to really rely on their intuition at this time, which may not be the most comfortable spot to be in. Five of Wands clarified by the World card. Yeah. You are definitely conflicted. I think you know that there are major opportunities Four of Wands, clarifying that Six of Wands. I think Taurus knows they have a lot to offer. I think there's somewhat of a revelation this month in how much others want from you and what others see in you. How willing other people are to invest in you. Let's clarify this Knight of Wands in the challenge position for the second week. You kind of just have to allow others to be. You kind of have to step back this month and let them kind of do their own thing. We're all going through these really karmic moments, these really karmic changes. We're all leveling up. We're all seeing things from different perspectives. And there's really no sense in forcing your ideas or your beliefs on anyone else. But at the same time, I don't even know how this happened. At the same time, you don't want to create boundaries where you're not willing to work with others. The need to be defensive towards others is unnecessary because this conflict leads to balance. You know, maybe something comes to a head that ultimately makes you have this fight and open this communication and talk and start to talk about your feelings. 5 of Cups in reverse, clarified by the Devil and the Chariot. Overcoming the fears, the old karmic cycles, the way in which you held yourself back or others held you back. Overcoming those things and ready for movement, and that comes right under that 2 of Cups. There is a reckoning of what you deserve, Taurus. Such a breakthrough here. I think that's what that Sun conjunct Taurus may be bringing you all month with that new moon energy that you're in. I see really big changes in your self-worth. You're starting to see what you bring to the table, what you have to offer. And people want to invest in you. Let's clarify this 2 of Cups, although probably pretty clear. There are cards in this pile that are completely exposed, and I have no idea why. Ace of Pentacles, clarifying the 2 of Cups. There is definitely an offer. The 3rd week, that Venus retrograde in your 2nd house, man, that's really going to affect you. I think a lot could really happen. There could be an offer on the table, a new form of stability. It could be a new job, could be a new relationship, it could be a new home. But it's an investment. It's a new beginning in something that 2 of Cups brings. I want to just kind of look at what other... All right, and let's clarify this 10 of Wands. Page of Cups. Huh. This seems really specific. Let me see if I can get another card. There might be issues in regards to children. Yeah, see, there it is. Knew it. Okay. 10 of Wands clarified by the Page of Cups and the 4 of Pentacles. Somebody is holding on to their emotions, not telling you how they feel. The Challenge card, you could have the entire world in the middle of May. Things will happen so rapidly, but you have to open up to it. You can't hold on and you can't be greedy. You have to be willing to share, Taurus. There's an element here of you have to be willing to share. And you have to let go of the past. For some people, there might be an element of children involved here. You may have to let go of the idea of having children. You may have to let go of, you know, if somebody has kids and that's what's holding you back, you gotta kind of let that go as well. You know, it's just, you have to be open and understand there's a reason for everything here. All right, let's clarify this 7 of Pentacles, closing out the month of May. Overall energy, 7 of Pentacles. I like that energy. There's so much clarity. It's like doing the personal inventory, right? It won't give me the cards for this. All right, let's clarify that Wheel of Fortune. Okay, I'm going to use a different deck to clarify this last row. I'm going to further clarify it with the Sexual Magic Tarot. 7 of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles. Wheel of Fortune. The 7 of Pentacles is that you have to choose. There's choices being made at the end of the month. There's decisions on what you want to invest in, and you might feel like you want to hide from it, like you want to take your time. But the challenge card is the 4 of Swords. Telling me now is not the time to sleep on this opportunity. What is the Wheel of Fortune for my Taurus? Six of Pentacles. Yeah, see, this is where it starts to get vague, because it's really up to you. I think by the end of May, you have real clarity in the direction that you want to go. Look at that, clarified by the 6 of Wands. And I don't want to describe these cards in too much detail, but in 2 of these, it's a man kind of how do I want to explain that? You know, I just get the sense that you see the abundance in front of you, and it's up to you to reach out and grab it. It seems like everything's on the table for you in May, Taurus, and now is the time for you to act. But before you act, you can expect some emotional upheaval and some contrast to show you exactly where you want to go. Ace of Chalices and Temperance. I think it's really all about love for Taurus. I really do. I think there's an opening of the heart in May. All right, Taurus, I hope that you have a wonderful May. I hope that this Wheel of Fortune is everything you wish for. I hope you realize that you do inspire others, what you bring to the table, so there's always an element of compassion and understanding that goes a long way. And reminder that when Saturn is retrograde, we are in a very karmic atmosphere. Jupiter will be going retrograde as well. It is the summer of retrogrades, so this energy is going to get palpable. It's going to get really, really active. But, you know, we're used to this dense energy of the earth, and we're moving into air elements, meaning things will start to happen really, really fast. Yeah. That's it, Taurus. I hope you have a wonderful May, and I'll be seeing you soon. Take care. Bye.